All right. Hey, Tom, you're already on. Huh?
You talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Can you see stuff? I need to select all. Okay. You. Okay, Tom. You're early. That's fine. I'm going over the Houston stuff with the Houston managers and some Houston people sitting here. So, Bill, Tiffany and Grace have been out there. They're doing a great job. And obviously, Nathan has been out there, too. Maybe Nathan might ride with you one time so he can see how you get in the door. You know, because he's calling me, but we're not quite getting in the door yet. So I like to. I know. That's what I'm saying. A nice refresher would be good. You know, to go out with. Out of everybody in this room, this is the guy that gets in the most houses by knocking on doors.
Actually, no, really, it's the word. Is anybody else? And and that's it. And then they can get the answer for whatever they want. We will help you. You know, if you break it down, small bits for people, and it just, that's why I have to work for the moment. Yeah.
Oh, look, we could see John on here. Oh, look at how, oh, that's funny. Oh, no. Okay, let's open it up. We could see John. We could see, you see half his face sticking out here? They can't see us, but this thing won't let me see it's grayed out. It won't let me do that. That's weird. Still trying to figure that out. Anyway, can you hear us, Tom?
Yes, as long as you speak up the way you are now. Yes.
That sounds low. Let me see if I can make it louder. Hold on. There's my volume. Come on, volume. Oh. Oh, here? Oh, duh. There we go. Yeah, it's at 100, huh? I wonder if this thing needs to be louder. Hold on. Volume. Oh, Tom. Tom, say something now. Lou!
It's Takara.
Oh, okay. Takara's on. Okay, cool. All right, see, now it's much easier to hear them. Can you hear us okay?
So, Susan, is this just an audio conference or is it a video as well?
It's video as well. So
okay.
If you click on the link, you'll be able to see stuff as well. Okay?
Okay.
So Charles has been working with Lloyd and Roll. It doesn't surprise me that they're doing a great job because Charles has brought some great energy in. He's already got contracts signed, third parties signed, knocking on doors, doing all the right stuff out there. And then, of course, Jeff is and has, did you set a time for him to meet with you and go out with you yet? You can't get a hold of him? That's funny, because I gave him leads yesterday. And if I don't hear from him by Saturday, I give those leads to somebody else. And then, of course, we got Jose, who's been doing a great job. I sent you an appointment to go with him instead of with Sakura. Awesome. And then John O'Donnell, I'm not entirely sure. He's ready for full-time, but he's out there, you know. And then Haley and Ashton will start on Monday. They had a family emergency. They had to go out of town. That's awesome. And so who else? We got Tom. We got John. We got Anonymous. You're anonymous. That's okay. Can you guys see stuff?
Turn this on.
Can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Can you see my computer?
I can. Oh, yes, I can. Yes.
Okay, great. All right. And it's almost 12 o'clock, and I like to start things on time, so we're just about ready to start moving along a little bit, but we'll wait. Since this is the first time we're doing it this way, I'm going to be a little more patient today.
Right.
So while we're waiting for other people, let's take some questions from the people out there in TV land. You guys got any questions for us in general?
the moment I do not.
Okay. All right.
Do I need
Well,
to
that's
take
not
notes? Or will this be,
This is being recorded right now too. I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, I hit record. Okay, so now we'll take the recording from here. We've got a few people on the phone. Hopefully we'll have a lot more real soon, especially from Houston. I was expecting, more Houston people to get on, but of course I got the real players sitting here in the room with me. When you're really serious, you get your hiney over here, right? But I do understand some people have a long drive, and some people have been to quite a few meetings, and whatever your situation is, they just can't get here. And so that's great. This is also for like Tom and who's the other guy that's playing? John. They're from Dallas. So for them, this is great that they're going to be able to participate in the training, because this will really help them and it'll really help us grow the company to where we want to go. All right, we got VR Technologies. Who's that again?
John.
Another John? John Slavic. Oh, I see. Calling in and, okay. So I'm getting it now. See, I'm learning. I'm learning too. So Tom Montgomery, he's a sharp guy because he knows how to turn on his video so that we can see him too. I don't know why mine won't let me see. I'm clicking on it. It's not letting me do it.
Well, your name is
Oh, down here. I am clicking this. It's not letting me do it. See? Oh, let's see. Ooh! Who's walking? Who's walking and breathing heavy? Are you going to say hi? Say hi, everybody. All right. So, okay, we got 6 people there. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can count. 6 people here. Hey, that's a good start. We got 12 people in the room. Okay, so let me go ahead and get started, guys. So, it doesn't matter. She doesn't care how loud we are. She's as loud as I am. Lisa's not here, so we can be loud right now. Lisa gets you a little quiet up and shut the door. Okay, so listen. Typically, when you go to your first appointment, right, we want you to do a third-party questionnaire. Well, first you do the questionnaire. I'm sorry. Hold on. Let me get to the first appointment. First, a perfect appointment would look like this. You'd go in and you'd fill out the questionnaire, and then you'd call me, right? And I talk them into signing the third-party authorization. Are we all on top of this so far, right? Now, before, I was having you do the title request form. But you know what, guys? It's not helping us with anything. What I really need is this buyer requirements page. Okay? So instead of the title request form, and I'm going to email all this stuff after we're done, too, to remind you. So obviously, you have the questionnaire. Let's go through that real quick. We're going to assume you got in the door already, all right? You're going to put their address down, their name, cell phone number, their email address. Then you're going to ask things like, what's your monthly mortgage payment? When was the last time you made a payment? What happened? Why are we here? What put you in this position? Do you have a payoff or a mortgage statement? If they say I got a mortgage statement somewhere, then you say, okay, go look for it, or I'll help you look for it, because that's gold, guys. You get anything that shows a payment. Like even last night, Charlie was out on a deal, and I think whoever it was with, and they didn't have a paper statement, but they showed him something online. So he took a picture of the computer and texted it to me. Anything that shows us a number that we can work from, okay? And then, have you ever applied for loan modification? Did you go to your bank if you did it? Were you approved yet? Blah, blah, blah. What's changed that you can afford to stay here now? Most of the time, they're going to say, I can't. That's why I need a loan mod. Most of the time. But if something has changed that they can afford to stay here now, then maybe we can help them. If there's enough time, get a loan mod or something like that. What can you comfortably afford to pay every month? Do you have any assets you might be able to sell? Like last night, the deal Charlie was on, they have horses. How we're going to exit that house is beyond me at this moment, but that's okay. One step at a time. Because they're not going to be able to take their horses. We're going to find them a place to rent that takes horses. It's not happening. Right? God bless them. I feel bad because a horse is a pet, you know, and people want to, you know, they're very close to these animals. Letting go of them it's going to be heartbreaking for them, you know. And what do you think your credit score is? That's important, you know, too. So it kind of puts them in the right frame of mind. You know, do I have anything I can sell? Maybe I got some horses. Or like there was one gentleman I spoke to, he had some property up north, you know, so I helped him exit, you know, with that. Once in a while, we're able to help them save their house, and that's a blessing for them and for you too. Yeah, you don't get paid on it, right? I know that sucks, but what's wonderful about it is if you really are there wanting them to save their home, then you're wearing the right outfit, if you will. That when you go in, that's what they're buying into. That's why people open the doors for Bill and Jeff and you guys and, you know, all you people that are having them open doors, because the spirituality of the sales process is reaching out to them through the door, through your car window, through everything till you get there, and then that power of attraction makes them open the door and talk to you for a few minutes. And then at that point, you get to engage. And we're going to talk about that in more detail. But this is what that you should be asking all these questions and filling this out. And just go right into it. You know, you don't have to step inside. Just go ahead and start asking these questions. You know, well, I got this. Okay, well, what's your plan B? I don't have a plan B. Okay, well, what's your monthly mortgage payment? And they're going to go, why are you asking? Well, maybe I can, you know, just go right into, maybe I can help you save your house. Let's find out. What's your monthly mortgage payment? When was the last time you made a payment? What can you afford? You know, all these things and stuff like that. And you applied for loan mod, et cetera, from there. You know, last night, it was one of the best TOs I ever did was last night with Charlie with the homeowner. The bank told the homeowner, yeah, we can send you paperwork for a loan mod today, but you don't have enough time for a loan mod to get done. I never heard a bank be honest with anybody before. They usually don't tell them that part, you know. So I was like super impressed that the bank did a great job helping me move forward on this, right? They knew they couldn't do a loan mod. They may be able to sell a horse to get they only owe $6,000. Somebody see if that's the food that's knocking at the door there. You know, they may have to sell a horse to keep their house, or they might have to sell both their horses to get a fresh start on life. Either way, it looks like they're going to have to lose a family pet to get there. But it's unfortunate, but that's the situation that they're in. You know, it is what it is, right? Any questions on the questionnaire? Go ahead and put it in the kitchen for now. Oh, no, you can put it, put it in the kitchen. Right, somebody, you got to mute me. Please mute me. Thank you. Thank you very much. Okay. Any questions on the questionnaire? Okay, beautiful. All right. And as you do it more and more, you'll learn those questions without even pulling that sucker out, right? But you pull it out because we want to get their phone number and email address, right? Because that's good contact information for us. So then you're going to call me, and I'm going to say whatever I say, blah, blah, blah. And I'm going to get them to be willing to do the third-party authorization. And that's this document here, the authorization to furnish and release information. You know, the lender, you know, the date, okay, the loan number, obviously that helps. I don't care if you get a phone number. Even if you put one in there, I usually white it out and put my own number in there with the connections that I have, right? The borrower's name and the property address. Now, let's talk about this for a second. Whenever you see the words et al., E-T-A-L, after the name on your lead sheet, that usually indicates that there's a death somewhere that occurred, that either they don't have a will, or they haven't probated the will, or their attorney's an asshole and did probate the will but still didn't know how to stop a foreclosure. Okay, and they don't know how to stop foreclosures. That's not, I shouldn't say it that way. I apologize. Attorneys do good things for us too, so I can't be mad at all. Not all assholes. I'm sorry, Lord. I'm sorry. You know, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. So smack me. I'm a bad girl. All right. let's talk about that for a second because that is an incident that you guys had to deal with, right? So in the borrower's name, you can leave it blank and I can fill it in. If the homeowner is more comfortable with you putting something in there, you're going to write the estate of whoever the name is, / the name of the surviving heir. Okay, or you could just leave it blank and I'll fill it out. If you just write their name in it, what I do is I white it out and I put that in there just so you know. So if you don't get it right, it's okay, all right? And then, of course, the property address. Now, I'll need the last 6 of the deceased person's social. And, of course, the last 6 of whoever it is that's the surviving heir that may or may not be living in that house, okay? Guys, I know you get excited, and a lot of times you hand the homeowner the paperwork, and it's unfortunate. A lot of times they're going to sign it right here. It kills me when you do that, man. and I have to sit and manipulate the document, and boy, it takes a while to do that. And it takes up a lot, you know, a good half hour for me to fix it up and make it look nice so the banks don't think I'm finagling something, you know. I would prefer if you get them to sign anywhere where it says borrower's name, the top or the bottom, I don't care. And, of course, you'll print their name. If you print their name here, and you want to hand them the page to fill out, you print their name here before you do that and tell them this is where you sign. If you fill out the lender, that's even better. Then they can't sign there. I'd rather you fill it out here than up here because that's obvious, right? But down here, they're not reading anything. It says, I hereby authorize, and they're thinking, oh, okay, and they're signing away. They're thinking they're doing the right thing. I guess, you know. So let's do some things that will coordinate them to be able to fill it out properly, you know. If they don't do it right, unless they're being real, you know, so-and-so-and-sos, pull out a new one and say, I'm sorry, you need to sign here. Here, let me do it over again for you. And you can rip it up, the old one, right in front of their face and stuff like that. If for any reason they're uncomfortable giving their social out, it may be because they've had to deal with identity theft. So if they've already told me that they'll fill this out, and they're willing to sign it and give you the loan number and not their social, Nathan, what do you do? You call me. Okay, because chances are they don't want you, they don't know where you're going to be carrying this paper around. God forbid you drop it on the ground. Somebody now has their social, right? So you just call me back. Okay, you call me, Miss Susan, they're uncomfortable giving me the social. I know that I'm supposed to call you back if that's the case. Oh, no problem. Let me talk to them. A lot of times they'll give it to me over the phone. Okay, I've been through identity theft. I shred everything every month when I'm done, okay? And it'll only be me and the bank who sees that information. And they're usually okay with that because they gave me permission to talk to the bank. So I've established a relationship with them to do that. At any time, if they give you a rebuttal or give you a hard time about filling out the authorization form, you call me back. Who was it that called me back like 8 times? Oh, it was Tony. He's not here. God bless Tony. He was like a dog with a bone. That's how Kevin describes me, by the way. He was not walking out of that place without this lady signing everything. And he was getting a contract signed, too. And he'd get one thing signed, and then she'd get all weird, and he'd call me back. He called me 5 times to get all that paperwork signed because that's what that lady needed. And you know what? I was loving it every time he called me. He was not leaving that house without that paperwork. It was not happening. Plus, it was Saturday before the foreclosure date, so she really didn't have a choice. But, you know, I love the way he put it. After he got it all signed, I called him up and I said, man, you're awesome. I hate that you're not going to be here today so that you can tell everybody about that event and how it went down and what she said to you that prompted you to call me. I said, but he said, yeah, after she signed everything, she started mourning. Now, guys, this is the part of the job where it may make a man feel uncomfortable. I know it makes me uncomfortable. I hate crying. I don't cry myself. And so I have to sit there and go, oh, shit, oh, shit, oh, shit, when they're crying because I'm not about it either. However, Bill's really good at this, letting people mourn the situation. Sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to let them mourn. this foreclosure. And if you've ever been in foreclosure, you know how they feel. I'm telling you, it's a god awful feeling. It's gut-wrenching. It breaks your heart. It is like a member of your family died. It's the same, almost the same exact feeling. I've had both things happen, and actually mourned more over my house than my father was. That's my own issue. I got to deal with. But anyway, there is a mourning that they have to go through. And if you can let the Holy Spirit into this environment and allow them to mourn, you've got a deal. They don't want to face reality. It hurts. It hurts a lot. You've spent all kinds of blood, sweat, and tears on your house. Almost everybody here lives in a house, and you know what you put into your house. Can you imagine losing it, being told the bank's going to take it away? And on top of it, if you got half a brain, you also know you're not getting any equity out of the deal either. Most of these people know that. Some people don't. I understand that. Most people know they're not getting any equity. In fact, most of them don't even know they have any. Okay? Then, while you're there, say, show me the place. Tell me about your house. That's the best way to get them to walk around the house with you. Tell me your story. Let's walk through the house. What condition are things in? If we were to give you a loan, what's going on here in this house? Show me. And as they're walking around, take a quick picture or two, if you can. Sometimes it's nighttime, sometimes it's too dark. I understand a lot of these people are won't. I've been in that situation where they would only put a light on in that room because they're trying to keep their electric bill down because things are really bad, right? So, who's your homeowners association? What are your HOA fees? How old is the roof? How old is your AC? Did you add anything to the house? Give it more value? Maybe get something that we can put a loan on? Just maybe. Always say maybe, right? But let them understand that, but sometimes there is the occasion where I can get somebody a loan line, or there's this situation like we're dealing with now with Cripple Creek. Oh, Tony's not here again. We're selling the house to the son. We're buying the house from the dad, and we're selling the house to the son. Because they know they don't have enough time to go to closing, and they've actually already tried to do that, and the bank thought it was a sweetheart deal, what they call a bailout, so they nixed it. So somebody else has to own the deed in order for the son to get it. So there was a lot of reasons why that would happen. So, yeah, could I buy my house back? We'll see. If it can work, yeah, we'll do it. Evan will do that all day long. Make enough money for all of us to get paid, of course, But we're not going to sell it to them retail. We're going to sell it to them wholesale with just a little money on top so we can get paid, So those things do exist. And that is a great way for you to get paid and for the homeowner to keep the house. Maybe, like in one case, the boyfriend has a good credit score. And they're about to get married, so he'll buy the house back. Or maybe the son or a brother or another family member is willing to do it. So there's ways to help them keep their house and get you paid. Okay? Yeah. If you qualify, yeah, maybe they got to have at least a 580, 600 credit score. Okay, which in most of these cases they don't, but that's okay. Maybe they know somebody who does. They have to say, well, why can't I just go to my father right now? Well, there is a thing called the Dodd-Frank law. Even if your dad got approved today, the mortgage won't fund for 45 days. And the banks do not want to deal with a mortgage. It has to be cash. The bank, the first thing they do when I send them a contract is they look at page 9, which is what talks about whether or not it's a cash deal or a loan deal, right? First thing they do, page 9 is blank. And all I hear is, oh, good, page 9 is blank, we can talk. So that issue, if they had done it sooner, then they wouldn't need us. But now, the only way we can stop the foreclosure is by us buying the house, and we'll sell it back to dad or brother or uncle or cousin or whoever at a wholesale rate. So there'll be an opportunity for them to stay there, okay? And, walk around the house, talk about these things, and then get yourself familiar with the buyer requirements page. living room, dining room, den, kitchen, master, bedroom 2, bedroom 3, bedroom 4, master bath, second and third bath. Carpet, C, T for tile, W for wood, O for other. Okay? Does it need to be replaced, in your opinion? You know, types of counters in the kitchen. What kind of appliances do they have? How's the master bath? And how did you feel about the landscaping? Get familiar with this. When you send me the buyer requirements page, along with the third-party authorization, when I'm handing you a contract, 99% of the time, we already have a buyer, and we're ready to get you paid. And isn't that what we're all looking to do, right? So that's why instead of the the title request form, we're going to do this. Does it make sense to you guys? Can you see in your mind how you might get a homeowner to talk to you to get to fill this out? Even if you're meeting them at Starbucks, right? Say, look, you know, if I'm going to have to look at the house to get, you know, let's say they're ready to sell and you're meeting at Starbucks for some reason, or not at that house. Maybe it's a rental house and you're meeting them at their house, right? So you'll say, okay, so let's talk about the condition of the house. If there's any way to get you a loan or anything, awesome. If there's any way to get them get a loan on the house, et cetera, you know, if you qualify, you know, we're trying to figure out what you qualify for and the condition of the house that we're looking at giving you some money on. And so find out what your words would be. How would you walk these people into allowing you to walk through the house? Sometimes, I know Jeff's done it, and I know I've done it. The minute I walk in the house, I go, so tell me what happened. Walk me through the house while you're at it. Show me your stuff. You know? Oh, yeah, well, sure, you know, this is my kitchen, and, well, you know, the sink doesn't work here that well, or the hot water's not right. You know, you find these things out, you know, maybe snap a picture here and there. You know, it depends on, you know, it always depends, you know, on the client. Yeah, and as you guys already know, there's no two deals alike, right? I mean, I can't say it enough, right? Yeah, exactly.
And because the people that I've run into ask about equity, and I can't address it. Houston, you're selling against a brand new home against totally refurbished.
Exactly.
So we walk through it. You look at it.
So those of you who can and are willing to do this, in order to skip a step from having the contractor have to come out, I have this spreadsheet here, where all you have to do is pull out your ruler and put in how many linear square feet, and it'll automatically populate the total. Oh, how come the total on the top isn't populating? Total on the bottom is, not the one on the top. Okay. Well, anyway, it'll automatically total things. Oops. This must be a big number, $21 million. But I do have this that'll help us to eliminate having to get a contractor out there. If you have contractor background and you understand these things and you know how to measure a room and stuff, you know, I had to do squares on the roof and all that kind of thing. Yeah, they actually have apps on your phone now that do that kind of thing. I was in roofing back in 2001, and I remember standing on the top of the roof. Yes, I got up on the roof, slamming down that thing down to the bottom so you catch the end, you know. And oh my gosh, now you can do it right from the ground with an app. It's a wonderful thing. Yeah, yeah, Eagle Eye, right? Yeah, that came out soon after. I was like, how's that one? Yeah, you know, I mean, back in the day we didn't have it, so I would count. You know how hard it is to count them from the ground because they're on an angle and your eyes play tricks on you and shit. And you're like, okay, I stopped off here. You're trying to get it. It's really, really hard. So, so we do have that for those of you who are able to handle that kind of stuff. Yes, yes, so that we know what we're getting into. Because like you said, so people want to talk about equity, right? So some people call us, you might have heard these expressions already, we're jackals, taking advantage of people when they're down and out. Okay, that's because they don't understand the business. Like Bill said, we're competing against houses that are brand new, not too far away. Okay, so your equity in your house, even if you were going to sell it and you weren't in foreclosure, you probably weren't going to get full equity out of your house based on its condition. Unless you have granite countertops, brand new floors, spa bathrooms, etc. like that. Exactly. Exactly. That's exactly it. Exactly it. Yeah. Yeah. You know, even after they sign a contract, they're going to start going, my friend said you're ripping me off. I should get this much money. Really, your friend's a contractor? They're going to fix your house for free? Because I'll give that to you if they're going to fix it for free. No. And by the way, that's how you handle that.
And also, you don't have to refurb a bathroom.
Right. I love the people that go, boy, you're going to make a mint on my house. You know, very rarely now are we rehabbing these houses. You know, we wholesaling the wholesalers. We make just enough for all of us to get paid. Somebody's going to make money on your house. It's not going to be us, guys. Yeah, and they're like, yeah, well, you're full of shit. You know, I've even heard somebody say that under their breath. I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. As long as he's signing, I don't know what he says under his breath. It's all good. You know. People don't understand. Real estate agents don't understand what we do. They say, you don't understand real estate. Exactly, I don't. I don't understand real estate. I'm not a real estate broker, and I have no intentions of becoming one. I'm not looking to sell a home to Mr. and Mrs. Homeowner. That's hard. That's really hard. You got to look for your own leads. You got to, I mean, there's so much you have to do. What a blessing. We get the leads. We already know who we got. All we got to do is turn them into something. Okay, if I have given you 20 or more leads last month, I guarantee you 15 of them lost their house. So you let 15 people slide through your fingers. Straight up, guys. Straight up. Mail was out, and he had one guy, out of all of the deals he had proposed that he had contracts for, one guy, only one actually saved his house. All the others lied to him. They all lost their house on Tuesday. But one of them did tell the truth. It was the Sweeney deal, by the way. One of them did tell the truth, and the others lost their house. And he had contracts, but for whatever reason, it didn't happen. We can talk about that later, okay? That's, you know, neither here nor there. I'm just trying to get the point is, if you've got 20 or more leads in your hand, you should have 5 deals in your hand at the end of the month. Okay? The numbers are, you want to get 10 people to sign a third-party authorization. Out of those 10 people, 3 or 4 of them will be upside down, so we'll only be presenting 6 or 7 of them a contract. Out of those 6 or 7, 1 or 2 of them are going to lose their house no matter what. They're too stupid or too stubborn, whatever the deal is. And you'll walk away with 4 or 5 contracts signed. Out of those 4 or 5 signed contracts, one of them is going to go south because there's a lien or something we can't move. But you'll still have 3 or 4 deals in your hand. At an average commission of $4,500, that's where you can make your 10 to 20 grand a month. Those are the numbers. Those are the numbers you're hitting for. Okay? Any questions about the paperwork and the buyer requirements page? So let's talk about the perfect first meeting while you're out there knocking on doors. I have some of my Houston superstars in the room. In fact, all of my superstars are in the room, calling me when they're out there, which is the most important part. How do you call Susan when you're out there? Right? What kind of relationship are you building with these people before you even call me? Do you need to call me to get in the door, or you just need to call me to get that third party, or you're just calling me just because that's what you're supposed to do, and learn how I do my TOs? Because guess what, managers? Monday we're having a managers meeting. You guys are going to learn how to do TOs. So, because I can't handle it all. Last weekend, getting was sick and couldn't take TOs. So I'm doing TOs to get people in the door, while I'm doing TOs with guys closing the deal. Let me tell you, that was not easy. I felt bad because I think I dropped the ball on one lady. I interrupted her. I didn't realize I was interrupting her because she didn't know I popped off the phone to take somebody else's call. So I need help. Okay. And that'll help you get really good. When you start doing TOs, you actually get better yourself out there because you're seeing more situations that you can learn from. The takeover. Yeah, that's when you call me for help to get the third party signed, whatever.
So that's when you go to the dealership. And one tells them not to in the dealership. Hold on.
Yeah. You know, don't ever take it personally. You know, there's the world of people out there, and some are prejudiced. Some may not like women. Some may not like men. I had one time a lady, it was you and what's his name? Chris. No, not Chris. No, not Michael. The kid from up north. Anyway, so Jeff and them are in there talking to this little old lady, and they TO me in, and she's very. I can tell she's nervous having two men in the house. I said, sweetheart, are you nervous about having two men in the house? She said, yes. I said, would you rather just talk to me and have me take care of you? She said, yes, please. I said, okay, hold on. I got off the phone. I called you. I said, get out of it. Just get out of there right now. And we got the paperwork because she just didn't want to deal with men. You know, you know, I can't help that people are thinking, well, they may not like Spanish people. They may not like black people. They may not like white people. Whatever their case is, it's all good. That's why we have a team here and we all help each other out. Okay?
I really like that.
So let's talk about how to do a TO with me. Which one of you wants to get up and be the moderator at this point, talking about how you call Susan out in the field? Or how do you get in the door without having to call Susan? Somebody needs to mute your phone, please. Bill, you get in the house without me helping you. Sit over here so people can hear you well while I get the food for all of us. And go. And go ahead and start talking, and then you Go ahead, Bill.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bill Cox, and you are actually doing a service to help people. At least that's the attitude that I go up to the door. And people that knock on doors have to be a different breed of cat. You have to believe, and you have to believe that you are there for a reason to help that person, because the vast majority of places will have up, particularly in Houston, will have no soliciting signs. I even had he wasn't a constable, he was one of these security firms, follow me through the subdivision. And as I was looking for the house, because I was driving slow, and he watched me go up to the door to knock just to make sure. But I was convinced, and I know you probably can't see this, but I wear a lanyard that has my name. It has my name tag on it, and so people can readily identify that I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional, and I'm not a sketchy person. And more people are having the Ring doorbells, which are awesome because the people will talk through it. They'll even do video through it. If you have a card, you can put your card up to it. If you're wearing a name tag, you can put your name tag up to it. I have talked with people and gotten a ton of information, and they would not come through the door. The only secret that I have, and it's really not a secret, I just keep it short, and I just want to make sure that these people, number one, know that I'm there to help them, number one, but then number two, I ask them, is somebody helping you? And a lot of times that will take a person, they will sit back, they're so used to the banks just calling them and saying, when are you going to have the payment? Or how come you don't have the payment? What's your reason? And it's real combative. Whereas I try to turn the tables, and I just let them know, number one, I want to help them. And number two, is anybody helping you?
A lot of times what that'll do is that'll melt the the ice between us. I had a lady that turned over to Charlie. She would not let me in the house. And I told her, I said, well, not a problem. If I can talk to you some more, why don't you come out here? And so we talked on the porch. I had a guy that had a phone number up by his doorbell, and so he didn't want to talk to anybody, so I dialed the number, and he told me, he goes, go back to your car and talk to me, and I will talk to you then if you go and sit in your car. He watched me leave the premises, go sit in my car, and yet still talked with me. So I think the main points, and with anything, I would just like to get it down to 3. Number 1, be nice. Be absolutely nice. Number 2 is care. And number 3, make yourself a resource for them. And if you can do that, you'll get into a high percentage of the people that would let you in. Of course, there's going to be many people out there that want nothing to do with you, and you can't change them. But you're looking for something that is just fairly soft ground. Typically, if they don't let me in the first time, pretty good chance they won't let me in the second time. So, doesn't mean I'm going to stop going by. But, and also another thing is, and Raul is a contractor. And so, especially on the ones that I know they're looking at me, I look around as if I'm a contractor. I have a contractor's clipboard. I make some notes as if I'm going to the next step, whether they're going with me or not. And that will sometimes bring people out if you know there's someone in the house. Okay? But one other thing that I just want to make sure that you guys know, and I think except for there's a couple of ladies that are on my team, but the vast majority of us are men, okay? If there is a minor in the house, okay, number 1, don't go in. And number 2, make sure that you just take your information and give it to that minor to pass on to their parents. I don't go into the full spiel about it. I do give them the information to give to their parents, okay? But that...
And it's in the priority mail envelope, right?
Right, okay? But that's just a thing of caution, and I think that's, in that particular situation, you should err to the side of caution. But other than that, and one other thing, one final thing on my little presentation that I wasn't totally prepared to do, but I will give it anyway. Make sure that you have a routing software. Tony uses Route XL, which is free. I pay for Badger, which is an app, and I use on my phone, which integrates with my navigation. And so even if I'm out doing something, picking up supplies or whatever, and I'm in an area and I know where somebody's going to be at, I just pull up my Badger, I put my new location, and I've got the shortest way there and the shortest way back. It is awesome. It will save you time.
What's the name of that one again?
Mine is Badger, but there's Route XL. That's correct. Route XL. And I've never used Route XL, but I've used Badger for about 3 years, and it's the most awesome thing that you can imagine. It has. I don't want to go into any of the other stuff. the other things that are great about it, but make sure that you get something like that. It will maximize your time in the field, and after all, that's what we're trying to do. I don't. I take my leads and I enter them all into my Badger. And my first run, I do all of them. But then what I do is from the notes that I made the first time around determines which ones I'm going to go the next time. For example, I have one that this home is, not only is it abandoned, but the door is wide open. Oh. And there's trash and there's everything. And I didn't go through the whole house, but I certainly went through it, I'm not going back to that one. So what I do is I edit my Badger, and those are the next ones. So for one reason or another, your list is not going to get bigger. It's going to get shorter and more productive. But initially, I like to hit them all. But anyway, that's just fine. Thanks so much for...
Next up, we have Roland Lloyd. Roland Lloyd, why don't you guys get in front of the computer and I'll sit in my seat. So, Roland Lloyd both started last week, and they both already left third-party offices in hand, and they to go back to the contract from knocking on the door. Tell us what you did and how it worked with you guys out there, and what kind of, who plays what role, and, are you studying out there? Are you talking with Robin out?
Hey, Susan. Can't hear you.
So are you funny out there? Are you Batman and Robin out there? So what kind of personalities do you guys play out there? These homeowners to work with you.
Basically, when we start off and we knock on the door and the client comes to the door, we basically come in, coming in as we're helping them out. We're here with a free service to help you stop the foreclosure, first of all, allow you to breathe so that way you can make an educated decision, and we provide options for you. And then, we just come in that route. Like if we're here to help you. We're not here to buy the house per se, but we understand that you're going through this time, and we have some options usually that we can provide for our customers, and it's a free service. So, if you can just give us a little bit of your time, we may be able to help you. And it's, and then usually... What's your open-ended question? We kind of both.
Like one of the first questions, what do you do with it? And most of the time is we got it, and you have to answer. You got to go back and forth. Well, just let you know, hey, we understand that you have it, but is anyone helping you get it? Are you getting to this point? Do you need help with that? Not something like rural safe where you're not getting paid for it. We're here to help you. So it all depends on what their answer is. Looking this way, what their answer is to their individual situation.
So, I'm going to say that because you're here in the room, but if you're asking closed-ended questions, I'm thinking you probably answer for open-ended questions. You're going to say, who's anybody helping you? You're probably saying, who's helping you? When I say, I got this.
More of the time is let us help you. I just want to be more direct and say, hey, we're here for you. I don't want to give it an open, broad view like who's helping you. I don't want to give them more like saying, hey, I have these other options. Let me go with them. Say, hey,
right.
We're right here in front of you. Let us help you, and it's for free.
Awesome.
They like the free word. So.
Yeah, they like the free word. Ask people, how do you make money on me if you're not going to buy my house?
Yeah, we get that a lot too.
You get that a lot. I know you do because they're going to see what you're going to do.
Yeah.
How do you handle that?
Well, one of the things is we explain to them that in a month's time there are numerous amount of foreclosures, and if we help you for free,
it's a guarantee we're going to help someone else and make our money. That's the way we make our money. You know, it's a numbers game, and we pretty much go after the numbers. You know, if we make this amount of money in a month's time, it allows us to free up our time and help people who can be helped.
Awesome. Does anybody have any questions? All right, bye. I got it. We're waiting to see so you can hear. Oh, Charles. Oh, okay. You'll do Charles next. All right, guys. So let me give you a little background on Charles. He has a little edge on everybody because he's my husband's best friend. So he's been watching and listening to me for 2 years talk about this stuff. Right? So I expected big things from him, and he got it. He had no problem getting his first contract signed on Monday, and he was only started on Friday. And he's also been able to get in the doors and get people to do the third party and call me for the TO. So let's come here and talk to me about the things people say to you and how you're overcoming those effects.
Well, first and foremost, I think most of these people, of course, are dealing with very, very tough times in their life, and you have to be empathetic and sympathetic towards that. You really do. A big part of why people are letting me talk to them or filling out third-party authorizations is I'm really, really making that effort to connect with people. I know everybody has heard the mantra or motto of ABC. Everybody knows what ABC stands for, right?
Always be closed.
Right. Normally it is closing. And that's what I taught people I trained for many years. But with this job, it's always be connecting. It's so important. I make it a big point of when I'm doing my questionnaire and talking to people, I'm also getting to know them. I talk to them about their kids. I ask them about interests. I just, if you go in there and just start talking about losing their house or bad things that are happening, it's not going to take the turn that you want it to take. So I've just done really good with, like I said, just really trying to connect with people. And one of the things that I tell people is, look, I know this is a tough time for you, and other people that come along are not going to offer the services and be as nice as I am. I said, if you haven't been bombarded already by phone calls and crazy people knocking on your door, that's what's going to happen. I said, you may even have some crazy person waving money, cash in your face, but we're not about that. Our main purpose is to help you. Nobody else is offering to help you. They are just offering to buy your house. We want to try to save it if we can. And I tell you what, just having that conversation with people really brings down that proverbial wall, and they really start to open up and talk to me after that, because that's the first thing I tell them is, look, I'm not here to buy your house. I'm here to help you. I can't tell you how powerful that is, and especially with getting in the door. It really, really helps. Well, again, so just to give you an idea of my past experience, I've always been in inside sales. I was a manager. I trained people for many years, but it was different for me. I mean, I still got in front of people, but they came in to me. Now it's different because I actually get to go after it. I think that's what excites me the most, because it's up to me on how many people I talk to or how many people I see. It's not decided by something else. I try to be very persistent, and what I mean by that is if I go to a house and I knock and no one answers, I leave a mailer. Then the next day or a couple of days after, I put a text together, and I send them a text, and same thing. The text that I have, has nothing to do with buying their house. It's all about offering a free service that's going to help them stop the foreclosure. I try to do anything I can to reach the customers. I'm still new to it. I'm still learning too, so I'm always asking my coworkers also for best practices. I think that's one of the best things you can do. It also helps build your team. Find out what the guys that are successful around you are doing and ask them and make it your own. And that's really pretty much what I've been doing. And I never, ever stop bothering Susan. Susan's going to really hate me by the end of this because I do bug her a lot.
Any questions for Charlie? Okay, thanks, Charlie. Look at stuff from here. So let's talk about how to call me for help. You know, in the beginning, people are, the reps are kind of nervous about how to call me. That's why Roll and Lloyd are doing so well, because while one is talking, the other one is calling me. And that's why I always encourage people to go out with somebody in the beginning of your career here, because doors open more for two people, and then it's easier to get Susan on the phone. Or your manager moving forward, right? But Jeff, you're very good at that, you know, helping people. And, I'm sorry, yeah, like.
I just want to say, getting me on the phone when you have you're in front of a homeowner, you can be worded at home. The same time that you're talking to the homeowner, you should be on speed dial, and you're just calling them right there.
Exactly.
So you should be interrupting your listening to you call and say, hey, that's nice. I have Susan right here in my process, and you're already on the phone.
Right? So, I'm already on the phone, so you're not asking for permission.
No.
See,
you're not giving them time to train. If you have your request halfway in, you should be already calling through.
Right. If you're having conversation of any kind, positive or negative, I mean, short of, get off my fucking property. You know, I can't do anything about that, guys. But, or if they're just talking to you through the window, you got to get them to come out. But and that's great that you said that, because that segues me into what I think goes on with people when they're out there. It feels weird to you. Why? Because what do you all think you're mind readers? You all think you know what the homeowner's thinking. And you're thinking negative things because you're preparing yourself for objections, right? And yeah, you need to be prepared for objections. However, your mindset should be, everybody wants to talk to Susan, but she's got the key to the kingdom. Remember, Kevin's best friend's father wrote the foreclosure laws, and that's how we know the loopholes in getting a foreclosure stopped, so we don't have to close on a house before the next Tuesday, first Tuesday of next month. Jeff, when you first started here, if you can remember that far back. Now, guys, you've all heard me talk about Jeff. Jeff is the one who's already got in his pocket $30,000 this year. So I know you're all sitting and listening in, right? I can see you. Anyway, Jeff, come over here. You were really good at getting me on the phone and stuff when you're out there. Without asking, you know, give us some stuff about how you do that, what you're thinking, how you do it, the finesse you bring into the game to make it happen. This is all about finesse, guys, and you all have finesse. Go ahead.
A lot of what you're going to discover is that, like you heard Bill and others say, it's just that relationship building. Kelly talked about that a lot. Is just coming in with the understanding that you're there offer a help and a service, and having gone through foreclosure myself, I can relate to that. And I can sometimes tell people that, hey, listen, I'm here. Even though when they've tried to rush me off the porch, I tell them, listen, I've been doing this for years. I went through this myself. You have an expert standing in front of you, and you only have this one chance. If you're going to shoot me away, you may never see me again. You have this opportunity, and they'll stop and pause and talk with you, and then you can immediately. The easy part is to say, listen, you're dealing with a bank, you're dealing with a lender, and our processor deals with banks and lenders all the time, and you're able to transition and segue now to someone who deals with this all the time
and is able to answer questions and talk with them on a level that they don't expect you and I to do standing at their doorstep. If that makes sense. So they don't expect us to be the resident experts, but someone who's separated away, whose primary responsibility is to deal with and talk to lenders and deal with the banks and understands the headaches and frustrations that they deal with, is a much smoother transition for us to get in front of and get having longer conversations with homeowners.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. That's awesome. I love that mindset. Any questions for Jeff? Okay, awesome. So guys, we're about getting ready to wrap up here, but there's a couple of things Kevin wanted me to put out there. Number one, if you are in Houston, we have a property in LaPorte that we have got. It's ours. The problem is there's some squatters in there, and while we're going through the sheriff's department to get them removed, we need to get our contractor in there because we already have a buyer. Anybody in Houston who can get the contractor, okay, so here's the deal. The guy that lives there, he doesn't answer his phone. It goes straight to voicemail. Voicemail's full. I've texted him a million times. We've texted him from all kinds of different phones. Maybe it'll work for you, who knows. If you can get a time where KB, our contractor, can get in there, you get $100. If you're in Houston. Now, here's something for the rest of you guys. I came across a deal that's a land deal. And Kevin, when I first got Kevin, because, hey, guys, even I call Kevin for TOs. I'm not going to hurt myself. I call Kevin. Plus, I also learn a lot. But, you know, the other thing, too, is even if you're good at it, you always can learn something. And I call Kevin sometimes. I three-way him in to close on contracts so I can learn, right? Different things that he's going to say and whatnot. So we got this little land deal, and Kevin's like, gee, Susan, I don't know what we're going to do with this little land deal. Talk to the guy for a few minutes while I make a couple of calls. So I'm chatting with the gentleman, blah, 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 blah. 5 minutes later, Kevin calls back and says, give him whatever he wants. So we have this huge land deal. We're looking to raise $2.2 million, which in 1.5 years turns into $7.5 million. Many of you have investors out there. I have a pro forma that I can email to you. Anybody who brings an investor to the table for Red Oak, that's the name of the area, Red Oak, that's what we're naming it. So you'll get $10,000 from Kevin, and if you're sharp and you're bringing an investor to the table, the investor should give you something too. That's just for bringing the investor to the table. We'll take it from there. You know, if they're even remotely interested, you get them in touch with me and Kevin. We'll answer all their questions. Kevin will reel them in. Once he gets them on the hook and they put up the money, bam, you get 10 grand. And all you had to do is introduce them to me and Kevin. I have the pro formas. I'm going to be emailing it out to everybody. Well, it's big. I'm trying to figure out how to compress it or share it through a Dropbox folder or something, I guess. I don't know. It's a big PDF file. I'm trying to figure out how to get it through a regular mail. Okay, maybe I'll put it on a Google Drive. That's what I'll do. I'll put it on Google Drive. I'll send you guys the link to pull it down. And if you know anybody, just look up me and or Kevin with the information, and we'll make sure that we give you 10 grand for just bringing that deal to the table. Well, okay, we're looking for $2.2 million. It doesn't have to be from one person. Maybe you know somebody who has $250,000 they're looking to make 150% on. Maybe you know somebody who has $1 million. Maybe you know somebody who has another $1 million. Bam, there it is. Okay? Kevin has got it all wrapped up in a nicely packaged with a nice little bow on it. It's basically a passive investment unless they want to physically be involved in, in the process of building the houses. But, you have to have somebody on site watching everything every day because people will steal things. Contractors will cut corners. Not anybody here, of course. But you know what I'm saying. But Kevin's got it all wrapped up in a nice little bow. It's another part of what we do here. In the Houston area, as you guys get better and better at things, we are already opening up in the homeowners association and tax lien deals and commercial. So the Houston audience is already getting there. And as we grow to San Antonio and Dallas, we'll have those too. So, but right now, I need more good reps out there in Dallas because we don't have enough. Some of you already have 40 or 50 leads, and the big list hasn't come out yet. The big list comes out Wednesday, by the way, just so you know. So that's when the big list comes out for April 2. When we call it the big list, that's the last list that they can post for the April 2nd foreclosure. For Houston people, they're already putting out May leads. So I'll be pulling those for you too. Because you know why? You want to be the first one there. You want to be the first guy on the block. That's why I try to pull them up every couple of days where possible. That's why managers are going to start taking over some of my responsibilities so I have the time to be able to help grow the company to the next level. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah. I'm really excited, guys. I was really excited to come up to Dallas. Just so you know, I'm not sure if it's this week, next week, excuse me, but every other Wednesday, me or Kevin will be going up to Dallas to do hiring. And you're always welcome to come, even if you're already a rep, like you all saw Tony and John. You met those guys. Some of you are knocking on doors for them, setting appointments, and hopefully some of you will be coming to me after you've called me, and while you're out there today or tomorrow and you're ready to become a full-time rep. I got plenty of leads for Dallas. Plenty of leads for Dallas. Is Ali on the line? Yeah, I thought I saw him too. Ali, are you on the line? No, he popped. He's not there now. Okay. I was going to have Ali. So Ali answers my Houston ad, but he lives in San Antonio. Check this stuff out. I tell him what's going on. I said, eventually we'll open San Antonio again. We had a couple of people there once before, petered out on us for some reason. And guys, I got to tell you, no offense to any other city, but the people in San Antonio are really, really nice. They are so much nicer in San Antonio. They really are. So Ali gets his ass in the car, drives 3 hours into a Wednesday meeting here in Houston. I gave him some leads. He went out knocking on doors and calling me, and he already also has 3 third-party authorization forms in-house, and he's only been here since Wednesday. Okay, so guys, it's doable to come in here and kick some ass. And now we have investors begging us, when's your next property? When's your next property? We don't have any inventory, none. Like I said, many of the times when you're going in with a contract, we already have a buyer. We already have a buyer. So it's easier and you're getting paid faster on your deals now than ever before. And of course, you know, as a rep, you get that contract signed. A day or two later, we go back and get the deed signed. That gets you $100. Of course, if you're sharing, that's the only thing that gets split. You'll split that. And the same thing with the $500. Once we run the title and it comes back clean and the earnest money gets put down, you get another $500. And then usually, if earnest money gets put down, usually a week later, we're closing on it. And then you get your commission. A pretty good deal. It's been awesome having all of you on the phone today. Do any of you have any questions or have anything that you'd like us to
I have a question, Susan.
Yeah, Tiffany.
I see so you're in Dallas and Houston. You said maybe going back to San Antonio. What about Austin? Did you mention Austin or no?
No, we could do Austin too. Absolutely. That's going to be on the radar. Absolutely.
Okay. And then as far as the Red Oak deal, you said you're going to send out that information today?
Yes. As soon as we hang up, yeah, just hang up. Give me like 20 minutes to get it on the Google Drive and get it out to all of you. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Sure. And guys, her and Grace went out knocking on doors, and they, 2 beautiful girls. I can't imagine nobody not opening the door for these 2 gals. But anyway, and they already have a bunch of stuff to follow up on. I'm very, very proud of what they're doing out there as well. So, Tiffany, next week you'll be in here, I'm sure, and we'll be showing you off to everybody too.
Oh gosh. Thanks, Susan.
But Tiffany's really sharp, guys. She's actually a real estate agent, and she helps us place people here in Houston as well. So Tiffany makes money all over the place around here.
Yes. By the way, I actually got all those applications filled out. I should be sending out to get some approvals done for Stubblefield.
Oh, great. Great. Awesome.
Today.
Awesome. Good job. Oh, you mean that lady, Marilyn? Who had Stubblefield? Who
Not
was that?
Stubblefield. I'm sorry. Stubblefield, those are the people. Never mind. I'm sorry. I've been talking to so many people I get their names mixed up. I'm talking about Andrea.
Yeah, I knew
And
it.
Koviak. Sorry.
But that lady, old lady I sent you, Marilyn, yesterday, that's Stubblefield. That's why
Yeah,
you
that's
sent
Stubblefield. You know what? I'm actually helping them move to a new place.
Yeah, they have to move out by April 2nd. They owe way too much on the house. There was nothing before. And she just wants out. So, so we're taking care of them. Yep. So we're here for you guys. I want to be your new best friend. That's basically everybody in this room. You know, I look at you guys, and I love you. I mean, don't take it the wrong way. You know what I'm saying? I love you. You're my ship. I keep telling all my family and friends, my ship's coming. My ship is coming. You see, like Paul, guys. That's ship. Somebody thought I was saying ship.
Susan, this is Jose Portillo. Can you hear me?
Yeah, Jose.
How's everybody going? How's everybody doing? I have two questions, okay?
Sure.
My first question is how to go by whenever we send in a text. I know I bother you this week about it, but I would like to hear from the professionals, maybe Jeff, maybe, Bill, how to go by whenever we're texting someone. And I know we can try many different things, but I'd like to hear from the experience.
Sure, and you're going to be going out with Jeff tomorrow on that appointment, by the way.
Okay, the one of the Woodlands.
Yeah, right. You'll be able to bend his ear some more. But go ahead, Jeff, Bill, see if they can do this thing.
Another question. This morning I had a person telling me that the whole process of they're already paid it. They're already being reinstated.
I don't do the video.
Right.
Like
that's fine.
You said about the video. But yeah, my name is Bill. I'm stopped by again. Because I don't do it on the first one. I will make sure that I do it again. Right.
Yeah.
Never on the first one. Never on the first one.
We can't hear you.
Okay. So I see how you guys are building relationships out there then. By knocking on the door. I just didn't push it in. Oh, I guess because it is upside down. Okay.
So the first one didn't even leave.
The first time, so they're building relationships, guys. They're not expecting, and it's funny you say that. I kind of suspected that because when I first give you a list, I don't hear from you for a day or two, but by the third or fourth day, you're calling me because you're in the house. So basically what they're doing is they're building reciprocity, which means that, listen, you don't have to be good in sales. If you build enough reciprocity, it's like shooting fish in a freaking barrel, guys, okay? I'm all about reciprocity. And that means doing something to make something feel like they're obligated to do something for you. So you go by, you leave the leave behind, maybe you call. I don't know if you call or not. Do you call the number? Okay, you call, but they probably don't answer most of the time, right?
But that's 2 days later.
2 days. Okay.
For me, I always leave time between touches. Absolutely. First the drive-by, and then, of course, it allows you to pare down what looks like it's going to be good and what is obviously not. 2 days later, then do the next step. Couple days later. I mean, and it allows you to go ahead and pare your list down even more to what is going to make you money.
Does that help you, Jose? Jose's doing a great job. He's been out there calling me all the time. He's doing a fantastic job. I'm excited.
The one that we're going to see tomorrow, it was a person that opened up the door 3 times. The last time was able to throw the door at me, but I was able to hand over the letter, but just being persistent, I'm not trying, I'm just being persistent, but in a friendly way, you know what I mean? Like I'm trying to help, like Bill says, I'm here to help, and, is anybody helping you like I can?
Yeah, yeah, no, that's great, Jose. See, it all works. Between you guys knocking, telemarketers calling, robocaller, and my mailers, that's how these people end up saying, okay. Yeah. They usually, because my telemarketers are seasoned guys. They know how to get these, they got to call these 24/7. Okay, they're calling them day and night to get these people on the phone. And when they get them on the phone, they're like a dog with a bone. They're just like me. Because, they've been my employees for years before we even came here. So, I taught them how to be a dog with a bone. And that's what I want you to be. The dog with the bone. When you see that bone, don't let it go, man. Don't let it go. Woof. Let me hear you say, woof. I'm not kidding. Woof. All right, we got some dogs in here. We got some big dogs in here. That's awesome.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Last question for the team. Whenever they tell you I already paid for it, like I don't need your services, I don't need your free services, I just paid it. How can we find out if that is a lie? Can we go back into the system like 2 days later?
There's no way to go into the system. What you're going to do is you're going to go back to them a week before the foreclosure date and say, I don't know why you're still on the foreclosure block. Let me get my officer on the phone so we can figure out what's going on here. You're going to get me on the phone, and then I'm going to ask questions that I'll know if they're lying or not.
Gotcha.
Okay? And then I may say, oh, okay, well, that's fine. And then I'll call you back after you walk out, or I'll text you, call me when you get in the car. And you'll call me, I'll go, listen, he's full of shit. Make sure you go back there Friday. This man's going to lose his house. And then that's when we write a lot of deals, that weekend, that last weekend. Now, those of you in Dallas, you got the pleasure of being able to meet the attorneys that are helping us, because we are hiring attorneys now to stop these foreclosures at the last minute, so we can help people all the way up to Monday morning. Okay? We can do it. And we can do it nicely, cleanly, and legally. All right? So it's a wonderful deal that we've got going on for that. And that's a good question, Jose, because a lot of people are going to say that. They're actually coached, or they may have been in foreclosure a couple of times and know what to say to get rid of you.
Right. Okay.
Okay? So, everybody's a liar unless if they give you details. Think about it. Put yourself in their shoes for a second. Let's pretend you're in foreclosure. You're freaking out. You're crying. You're upset. You feel a loss, whatever it is. And you do get the money to reinstate. And somebody comes knocking on your door. Are you going to be mad at that person? No. You're going to want to brag, aren't you? I paid it off. I sent it to the foreclosure attorneys on Tuesday. We wired it in, $12,365, blah, blah, blah. And then you go, man, that's amazing. Let me get my processor on the phone so we can get you off the list. Oh, okay. So they think that, you know what, guys? They think everybody that knocks on their doors is from Christian Consultants. but who was it? It was Marietta. Right? Marietta was freaking out because so many people reached out to her. She's like, are you all from the same company? As it turned out, we were. But that image of us being the big company that we are makes people understand that there's a good chance maybe we can do the things we say we're going to do. Does that help you, Jose?
Yes, thank you. When
sure.
would I get a badge? I mean, a name tag or something. Because people.
I have your name tag here. I have it right here in my hands. You can come by on Wednesday. You can come by on Wednesday or next Friday and pick it up. And I got it here. I got you.
I want to thank everybody for helping us out there.
Sure. Yeah, you'll enjoy going out with Jeff tomorrow. And maybe you can talk him into knocking on a door or two with you after you go on that appointment, so that because Jeff has a vested interest in you. If you're making money, so is Jeff. So he wants to see you be really, really good.
Yes. Excellent.
Right. Hey, guys, anybody else have any questions? Well, you've been a beautiful audience. Thank you for coming tonight. Don't forget to tip your waiter. God bless everybody. Have an awesome day. I'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, Susan.
Thank you, Susan. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thanks, Susan.
You're welcome, John. you.